Lee's Hoagie House, R&J Smoothies and Juices, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one stop for all your shopping needs at South Oxford Valley Road and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs.
Manager Summit.
You're listening to 1490 WBCB and on your FM dial at 107.3 W297CL Levittown.
Good morning, race fans, and welcome to Yardley, Pennsylvania.
And we're back with another episode of Wide Open Wednesday. Here are your hosts, Nick Leach and Fred Fletcher.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Wide Open Wednesday. I'm here with Nick Leach, and we have our guest here, Warren, with his wisdom, Warren Austin. And so we'll get rolling on the show. And so first, let's start out by thanking our sponsors.
Exactly.
So I'll let you do the first one there, Nick.
Oh, gee, thanks. This guy never gets the recognition he deserves. You know, he's figured in a one-arm paper hanger, and that's Fletcher's Garage. Now, Fletcher's Garage is one of our main sponsors, of course, Fred Fletcher. The mechanic, we call him, and as over there at Fletcher's Garage, anything you need in the way of getting your car fixed, and if Fletcher's Garage can't fix it, it's broke, okay?
Definitely
so
broke. Just
remember that. That's Fletcher's Garage, located at 480 Hood Boulevard, Fairless Hills, PA, and you can give them a call at 215-295-4931 or go to Fletcher'sGaragePA.com. Anything you need in the way of having your automobile taken care of. Wintertime's coming. Get that winter service done. Get all your fluids checked out. Get your brakes checked out. I've seen a couple of pictures on the internet. Oh, I have a noise in my brakes. I have no idea. I don't need brakes. Yes, you do.
You did. We had a two-piece rotor. Right.
Yes. Right. Yes, you do need brakes. Wow. I saw that picture and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that was only half the story.
Right. Exactly.
I think the best part about Fred's Garage is this 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty on all repairs.
Oh,
yes.
You don't, and nobody else does that.
No.
No, that's a AAA requirement.
Fred does a lot of stuff that nobody does.
I
Trust
literally
me.
had a car come in the other day, and the alternator was sold October 14th, 2022. And it came in on October 14th, 2024 as defective, and we got it covered.
Wow.
Wow.
So you got a magic wand over there at Fletcher's
Yeah, we
Garage.
just turned it on. Yeah, I like doing things twice for nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I said, here we go.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, but it was covered. It's covered. So you want to do Bob too?
No, you could do Bob because you had the famous line for Bob. So go ahead. And you could do both of them because you're...
I'll do it. Well, the other one I can really do because I made an appointment with. But first we got Bob Drayton, Mr. Bob's porta potties or whatever.
Portable toilets?
Portable toilets, however you want to call it. And we actually, I did. The other down at Bridgeport, I ops checked one and it was good. So,
Yep.
Not what you think. But.
Some of the cleanest portable toilets.
It was.
Yeah.
It was very clean. Very clean. Good business. Locally owned and operated since 1955, so they've been taking crap since 1955. Been taking it for a long time.
Yep.
So, they actually took care of us for our Relay for Life a few years back because we were in a pinch and they came through for us because our other company backed out and we were like, oh, what are we going to do? Because we needed a whole bunch and we needed handicapped ones too. And they were like, oh, we'll be right out. So they came right out. So they're great people. So you give them a call. They're over in Southampton, over in South Jersey, 609-859-3629. Or you can go to their website, www.mrbobs.com. So now our other sponsor is Sage Chiropractic at 123 Sycamore, North Sycamore in Newtown. That's Sage Chiropractor, Dr. Carrie Lewin and Dr. Michael Ganasso. They're married and they're co-practitioners at Sage Chiropractic. They are a great team. Mike does the actual adjustments. Carrie does a little bit different with the Reiki and other stuff, but they do it as a combination, and you can't beat it. I actually just made an appointment for next week with them today. They have maintenance plans. I'm going to go up there. I'm going to set it up that I go once a month. Great prices, great service, a lot of things that goes along with chiropractic that you never think of.
Right.
Mike can explain it to you. So, so give them a call. It's 215-497-0700, or you go to sagechiropractic.com is their website, and check it out because they're really, really good.
And then we have a new Facebook group that Kate put together for us, Wide Open Wednesday Fan Pit Stop. And she put it up, and within an hour, there was people already registering and giving feedback, and she was ecstatic about that.
Right.
Kate can't be with us today. Usually she's with Warren, and she's not. She's en route somewhere, right?
Yeah, she's with her job that she does with American Water, she proudly supports a grant program with American Water for fire companies and emergency services units across the state, and she's heading down to Oceanport to present a check of $2,500.
Cool.
To the fire company. Yeah.
Nice.
See, she's like a one-arm paper hanger too. She's doing everything. So we have that new Wide Open Wednesday Fan Pit Stop, it's called. And if you want to be involved in that, just like the page, and you can give your comments and all that stuff. It's not going to be like Paul Orange's page. And the best thing all weekend, I watched the Super Dirt Week, and Stuart Friesen calling out Paul Orange was the best thing I seen all weekend. I couldn't believe it. He called him out on stuff that we always talk about. Everybody's a hero behind their keyboard and all that. Yeah. But Stewie called him out, and congratulations to him for winning Super Dirt Week. Now, I got a quick question, probably for you, Warren, and you too, Fred. Super Dirt Week, okay? I personally, and it's just my opinion, when Syracuse ended and they tore that down, I feel that Super Dirt Week ended. I don't think there can be Super Dirt Week unless it's at New York State Fairgrounds. I think you could call it the Empire Nationals at Oswego or the Oswego Dirt Nationals, but I don't think there's Super Dirt Week anymore.
Yeah, after all the years that I've spent up in Syracuse for Super Dirt Week, it wouldn't be the same to me either. And I haven't been to Oswego since probably late 70s.
Right.
But
I mean, it's great what they're doing.
Oh, yeah,
don't get me wrong, but the Super Dirt Week thing went when New York went. What do you think?
Well, I have to agree with that, right? I had an opportunity to, with my partner in crime, Nicole Flugg, to flag the Silver Crown race up at Syracuse. So that final race up there, and hang out and participate in all the festivities that occur up there. I don't know. Do you change the name? I mean, I get Super Dirt Week is what it's always been. I know it's not at Syracuse. I don't know.
I think you make Oswego its own thing,
right?
You know,
I hear what you're
saying. Empire Nationals or the Dirt Nationals. I know Dirt has a lot to do with it.
But it's Dirt. It's the World Racing Group, right? It's a Dirt modified.
Super Dirt.
And a lot of the young guys don't have Syracuse as a backdrop like we do.
Yeah, right, I remember going there and going to the ghetto and doing all that kind of stuff. And I mean, Warren, we grew up with that. Fred grew up with that. And the track was pretty good. In the past couple of years, the track hasn't been what they would like, but I watched most of it, and the track was pretty decent. I mean, for the sportsman race and all that, the track wasn't bad, and it was a pretty good race. I mean, the 358 race. I mean, Money Matt. I mean, geez, oh man. I mean, he just made him look bad, and then Stewart, of course, Stewart. Everybody complains the same three guys win. Them three guys, that's what they do for a living. Okay, and other guys have regular jobs.
Stewart's everywhere.
Yeah, other guys have regular jobs, and they don't spend the time that Stewart and Matt and the rest of them guys spend. They're in the garage every day finding out how to go faster. Sorry, but that's what they do, and that's why they win all the time. And Billy Pouch won hundreds of races. Why? Because Billy spent all that time in the garage finding out how to go faster. So, but we got a call already.
Yeah, no, it's true, right? And I think the racing, the track led to some real good racing, right? There were some incidences, but there were not any of the violent crashes that you've seen before, the big pileups. So I think it was a lot of it worked out to the track, and and some of that was too all the rain they got earlier in the
Right.
week too. I mean,
Right.
that really helped, with
Right.
the track prep side of the house,
Right.
and such. So, yeah.
Now, we have a caller real quick. Who?
Billy.
It's Billy. We'll take Billy real quick, and then we will go right into Warren's Wisdom. If we have to take a break, we'll take the break, and then we'll come back with Warren's Wisdom. Billy from Maple Grove, my man Bill, what's going on?
Hi, Nick. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you, buddy?
Doing very good. Very good.
Now, I was with you on Saturday and Sunday, and man, that was a pretty neat event. I never seen so many BMWs in my life unless I was on a car lot, and I seen that many Beamers. And then we had the imports there, and I got to brush up on my Spanish, man, because there was a lot of people not speaking English there, and I was kind of left behind. But it was a great event. Bill, tell everybody what went on.
Well, absolutely. That is always one of our more popular events. CMR Racing Productions hosts 3 import events here at Maple Grove Raceway. Because we're smack down in the area of import racing here in America with New York and Philly, located just a stone's throw away from Maple Grove Raceway, we do 3 big import races this year. I mean, after what happened in May when we originally were supposed to have our first event, but unfortunately it got rained out, to end off our season like we did this past weekend for the import series was an absolute high point. I mean, I'm still excited just talking about it. We had great 6-second, 200-mile-per-hour import racing. We had the Beamers versus the World car show taking place. We had a pretty much a bit of everything taking place this past weekend at the House of Chaos.
How many Beamers signed in? Do you know, Bill?
Unfortunately, I do not, but I must say we had a good amount of them, and that made everyone at Maple Grove happy.
I know we had to have at least over 200 of them.
Holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. And I mean, I'm talking about ranging from, exotic to regular people driving. I know when I drove home, on the way home, I looked in the rearview mirror, I told Nancy, here they come, and there was 5 of them. And it was like the backstretch at Daytona. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like,
yeah.
She goes, well, look at them guys go. I'm like, yeah, I don't think the cops are even going to try and pull
and
them
speaking
over.
as a mechanic, BMWs, all them BMWs in one spot is my hell.
But yeah, I mean, and it was very nice. The people were very nice. I had a good time. I was checking bags and checking people in and scanning stuff. And yeah, it was a pretty neat event, Bill. What do we got going on for this weekend? There's another big event this weekend, right?
Yep, this weekend is sort of a fun weekend for the racers at the Grove and the staff we have, or a big Halloween event. That's sort of like a fun event. Not only do we have racing going on, we also have a little fun activities going off of the track as well. We're going to be having trunk or treating for the kids. We're doing costume contests for both the racers and the staff members. Yes, the staff members will be getting involved in this, as we always do. This is really a fun event weekend for everyone. And we are also doing coloring contests as well. We'll have Super Pro, we'll have a No Box, and then we'll have Pro Dial, along with the Junior Dragster category. That is the future of drag racing for kids ages 6 to 17. Racing half-scale junior dragsters in the 8th mile. If you were here for the national event, you got to see a preview of them on Sunday. The junior dragster racers are the future of the sport. Those are the ones that are going to carry the future of the sport for a long, long time. We have so many great current professional drag racers, such as Sean Langdon, Erica Enders, and many more that were originally junior dragster racers.
Kyle Koretsky.
And once they moved into the big cars, you can see all the success that they've had. We're also having King of the Street on Sunday. King of the Street, as usual, if you guys have seen the No Prep King series on TV or Street Outlaws, it's basically something like that, where we have a bunch of our local racers race 1/8 of a mile on no time, which means no information will be showing up on the scoreboard. So it's whoever wins is going to be the first to the finish line wins. And then we're also having a Stratic Struggle car show. That's always a real big hit here at Maple Grove Raceway. The thing is, with Maple Grove Raceway, as you know, we're trying so hard to bring something in for everybody. And as you know, Nick, because we're smack down in an area where there's over 50 million people in a 4-hour driving distance from Maple Grove. We try to bring anything that we can, and it's a great way to get word out about Maple Grove Raceway.
Now that wide open thing, they're the cars that come from Philadelphia that race on the street, or no?
That's what I was going to say. That's how you know it's a good program, because there was nothing on the news last weekend about street racing in Philly.
Well, yeah, usually what we do is we try to bring some of the local racers in for Philly. They have 2 races that are going to be taking place during the winter months. The New Year's Eve at the Grove, that's always a real big hit. That's another no prep event. And then we do a event in February for the people down in the Philly area. As you notice, we try to bring a lot of the Philly racers in for a lot of our events because, unfortunately, other than Island Dragway, they really don't have an outlet to go.
Yep.
So we were able to step up to the plate and provide them with a world-class racing facility to showcase these great racers out of Philly.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite car is there's a station wagon, a Ford station wagon, and that thing just flies. And yeah, I mean, Bill, we really appreciate you calling and giving us the insight on Maple Grove. This is what we needed from Maple Grove, and I knew you were the guy to do it. Billy also runs the Maple Grove Then and Now Facebook page, so make sure you check that out. Billy's going to give us an outlet when I go there and film some stuff to put some stuff on his page. Anything else you want to say, Bill, before we let you go?
To all the fans that are listening, hey, if you got nothing to do on Saturday or Sunday, bring the family out, bring the kids out, and dress up for Halloween, and come out and spend a great weekend with us here at Maple Grove Raceway.
All right. Billy Blaze, I call him. You get to Maple Grove, go up in the tower and say hi to Bill. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate you calling, brother.
Anytime, Nick. See you next week, my friend.
All right, brother. Thanks.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah.
We got to take a break there, Stone Cold. All right, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come right back with Warren's Wisdom.
Sandy's Beef and Ale has been serving famous hand-carved roast beef sandwiches since 1967. Sandy's Beef and Ale is located in the Woodburn Square Shopping Center next to the Oxford Valley Mall. Stop in anytime for not only the roast beef sandwiches, but also the patty, the tailgater, and the Cuban. Family and friends have been coming to Sandy's Beef and Ale since 1967. 2028 Old Lincoln Highway, the home of the hand-carved sandwich.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, to get all your essentials in one place, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Hair Cuttery, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, R&J Smoothies and Juices, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one stop for all your shopping needs at South Oxford Valley Road and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs.
Did you know the cost to American taxpayers of each illegal immigrant is nearly $9,000 per year, according to the Federation for American Immigration Reform?
Total cost since 2021, $72.8 billion.
Our current leaders in Washington have irresponsibly allowed over 7 million illegals to enter the U.S., 5 times the number of illegal immigrants from our prior elected officials.
While millions of illegals place massive pressure on public programs, fentanyl pours across our borders, causing countless deaths. Washington leaves the door open, and we pay.
Elected officials aren't just ignoring us, they're willfully defying the law they swore to uphold.
We cannot afford to let this dangerous agenda continue.
It's time our nation has a secure border.
This election, reject reckless spending and demand real border security.
Advocate for America paid for and is responsible for the content of this ad.
Yeah, nobody likes hockey. This guy don't like hockey.
And we're back.
The players to get hurt.
We're back here on a Wide Open Wednesday. Once again, here are your hosts, Nick Leach and Fred Fletcher.
Yo, Steve, who do we got to pay off? Just tell us, okay? Just tell us who we got to pay off, and we'll take care of that. All right, buddy? We're going to get cut. I feel like if Bob Thompson don't get cut, why are we getting cut? What's up with that? All right, we won't go into the Philly deal. All right, we're going to go right into Warren's wisdom. Warren has some stuff written down. He's taking notes. And first and foremost,
and I have some questions while we're going.
Yeah, we got to thank Kate for everything that she does for us. She doesn't get her due. Usually she's sitting beside me, poking me. She sent us a message, says we're doing great. No, Kate, you're doing great, because without Kate, we wouldn't have all this stuff.
She sent me a message to keep you two guys in line. So I'm on it.
Yeah, okay.
We'll have Steve help us out.
Yeah. All right, Warren. All right, we're going to let Warren do his thing here. He's going to talk about some stuff. Warren, what do you got, babe?
So one of the things that we see as officials on a regular basis is, and it happened when I was filling in at Linda Speedway this past weekend, is drivers not having a working one-way radio, right? So this is the Nitro B that you get off of rugged radios.
Yes,
this here is the Racing Electronics.
Yeah, look, I carry one with me.
This is the Racing Electronics version. That's probably the Receiver version, right?
It is Receiver.
There's different, right?
It's
so
funny
there's
because
different
Mark
companies.
Abel just gave this to me as I was walking out the door to come.
Nice. So there's definitely a bunch of companies that make a one-way radio, and it's very important in 2024, right? Just like we have to have all of our safety apparel on,
right?
And we have a working one-way radio,
right?
And it's very easy to make sure that it's working, right? So every race before you go out on a racetrack, put a fresh battery in. It's only a double A battery. Put a fresh Energizer Duracell battery. Don't buy the dollar store batteries. Don't buy the Dollar Tree batteries. You want to buy a decent battery and replace it each and every week, right? So this way it works in regards to that. In the event that, and then the earbuds, like Fred just brought out, right? These dollar store earbuds are not going to work for you
Fred,
hearing.
What are you doing?
For hearing what we got.
Dollar store Fred.
So and the reason why I say that is because obviously you can only bring the volume up so loud,
right?
And those don't sit in your ear; they sit in outside your ear. So if you get, it's really beneficial to go to Racing Electronics, right? You can, when you have motorsports, you can stop and see Sean Waddell from Waddell Communications, who's an R&E distributor here in the Northeast region, and get molded earbuds for your radio. Or if you're going to PRI in December, you can stop at the Racing Electronics booth that's out there. They'll do molded earbuds, molds for you as well.
Right.
And then now you'll have something molded to your ear, so you'll be able to hear the communications clearly.
Muffled,
but it will help with your hearing because. Right? Most of these cars, some have to run a muffler, but not everybody runs a muffler.
Right.
So this way you can again helps with your hearing, and you're still able to hear when a car is coming up to you because 'cause that's what a driver knows when somebody's coming.
Exactly.
They feel it or hear it.
Right.
You're still able to do that even though you're molded as well. So because it doesn't cut out all the noise. So it's important that we have a working one-way radio. In the event that it doesn't work, right? You get to the track and the earbud is broke or maybe something has happened to the device. Let the track officials know, hey, listen, my one-way is taking a crap.
Right.
I keep 2 of these right here on the flag stand with me at all time.
Now,
so that in any event somebody has a problem, right? If you come to the flag stand, I'll flop it out with you. Ryan Smith in Atlantic City came to stopped at the flag stand and was pointing to that.
Right.
And then we went down and sure enough his one-way died.
Right.
I just flipped it out, gave him another one so he could hear what we're saying.
Now, what's the difference between this one and that one?
It's just a manufacturer.
Rolex,
This is a Racing Electronics, and this is a Nitro B, and then he had the
one's
receiver.
One's a Rolex and one's a Timex.
There's even the Rolex is the step up from this.
Okay.
They're all good.
Right.
But you want to make sure that you have a working one way. It's very important.
Well,
right.
Who did I come to when Zach needed one? I came to you.
Right.
You pointed him in the right direction.
Right, and we got him the earbuds that kind of were hearing noise reducing, went into his ears, and he heard just fine. And that year I had 4 or 5 drivers come up to us and say, "Hey, I hear they work good. Can you help me out?" And we got them hooked up. So,
I remember that.
So it's important to have this because not only do you want to hear the communications from race control, but they're going to say yellow, 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 red, 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 high or low.
Right.
I know when I'm on the one-way radio, I try to say, drivers, the car's in the center. There's multiple cars. Go high or go low, or you got to pick your way around it because I'm not sure you're the best way.
Right.
And that's important. And I try to say the color of the car because how many times is it a dark color car, and not every racetrack has the Musco style lighting or LED lighting, right? And it's tough to see. So I try to say the color in regards to that. The most important thing that you can do is to make sure that it works, have good earbuds and things like that. And if it doesn't, if something happens to it during the race, all of a sudden you're not hearing anybody and you see yellow lights come on and you don't hear the race director come on a radio and say anything, stop at one of the officials and let them know it simply may have just popped out.
Right.
And you need to just have
and
it
it's a
put
regular
in.
3.5
plug. Yeah,
right.
It may have just popped out, right? That you can hit that, or maybe you hit the button and it turned it off, right?
I mean, noticed a lot of guys have them like right on the side of their helmet.
A lot of guys have it mounted. There is a mount that you can put on the side of the helmet. Most fire suits now have a little pocket inside the fire suit that you can stick it inside as well, and then bring the cords up inside the helmet. But it's very important to have that.
And they're not that expensive, really.
No,
they're not. They're not. Especially if you go to any of the trade shows, they always run a sale. I know Sean Waddell from Waddell Communications is always running the sale. Chris Michaels, who's another R&E distributor, does a lot of the dirt stuff. And Chris is a retired Jersey City police officer. He retired as deputy chief of the police department. He deals with it as well. So there's definitely local vendors that'll help out with this, and it's important to make sure that you have a radio that's working, so that you can get the messages right. We can do the lineup, because the old school way of doing it with a dry erase board or a chalkboard back in the day, right?
I remember
we don't. We don't do that, right? Or the single file sign, double file sign. We don't do them as well. So that's why it's real important to make sure that you have a good working radio. If there's ever a problem, stop and see one of the officials. It might simply be that it just popped out because that's it. It's just a plug right there.
Right.
May have just simply popped out. And if that's not the case, they may swap one out. Right. They may give you theirs, and then you just flip it back at the end of the race. But at least then we know you're not hearing us. So if there is a lineup adjustment, right? That I know I have to do old school. I have to do 4 and 5, right? Or some silver signals in regards to that. Yeah,
that's cool. I mean, now, what's the track that doesn't have a flagger now?
Lincoln Speedway.
Okay, now I've seen it on TV. Is that working? You being a flagger,
I will. The opinion that I will give is the opinion of Warren Austin, and is not that of any of the sanctioning bodies or speedways that I work for.
Okay.
I want to put that disclaimer out there right away.
Or WBCB.
Right.
Go ahead.
I do not believe that having a message board, computerized generated AI person flagging a race is the right thing to do. A flagman is able to see things wrong with the race cars that you're not going to be able to see. A flagman is going to be able to pick up on odors, on things like that. And it is so very important to have that flagman or flag person in the flag stand. Right. I know Dave Forney and I we did an article with Lenny Salmons, about that as well. I get that it's the wave of the future, right? And I know that there are a variety of devices out there that can support what the flagman does. Like Flagtronics has a small little box that we utilize with the Race of Champions Modified Series on the dashboard that blinks green, yellow, or red. Right. To help out with that. So there are devices like that support what the flagman does. But to have a race, and again, Lincoln is doing what they feel is right for their speedway. And I'm not saying that they're doing anything malicious, wrong, or things like that. I just don't believe running a race without having a flagman there is the right thing to do, because I've had multiple kids. I had kids come up to me at Linda Speedway when I guest flagged Friday night, wanted to talk to the flagman, wanted to see my flags. They can't do that with a message board.
No,
right?
And you're right.
And I was the kid, in the grandstand.
Yep.
And that's how I became a flagman, right? Because I got a chance to talk to great flagmen, Nick Fedor Sr., Harry D., Jimmy Phillips Sr., Ray Sullivan, Ronnie Seipel, I mean, I could go on, right? Bruce Harmony at Grandview.
Yep.
Galen Kohler flagged at Penn National and Big Diamond and, at Lincoln Speedway. These are the guys that helped teach me the job.
Right.
And if they weren't in that spot, I wouldn't have done what I've done right now. Right.
Yeah, that's one of the things I get a kick out of, sitting in the stands watching the kids try to emulate the flagman. And the same, they're looking up and then they'll see, yellow flag, and then they get
absolutely. And
he's given out plenty of flags. He gave Zach some when he was like 10 years old.
I had two kids this year at Big Diamond, where I flag on Friday nights. I gave flags too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because they were picking up on it, and I'm like, all right, well, we got to do this, right?
How many nights did I have you out during intermission so you could talk to the kids? I mean,
it's what it's all about.
Cool.
So
it's really cool.
So I just don't think that it's the best thing, but Lincoln does it because it's what's best for them.
It's the Tesla of flaggers.
What do we got? A caller?
Earl.
Made it.
All right, baby.
Earl Krause is in the house.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Earl, where you been, Earl?
Yeah, good. I've been listening to Warren's wisdom. Well, I tell you, very, very good. Warren, my compliments. Very good thoughts there. And, very interesting point about replacing the batteries. Very simple thing to do with the one-way radios.
Yeah.
That's very good for racers. And,
absolutely.
Good thoughts on the flagging, too. The way you put it. Absolutely. Yes, that's part of the show. I grew up watching Tex Enright do his thing. You remember Tex?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You get Tex Enright, right? And he was part of the show. He wasn't the show, but he was part of the show. Right. And that's what it's all about. Yep.
Right.
What do we got, Earl?
Very good presentation tonight, guys. Yeah, just, we're kind of in this period right now over at, of course, Wall Stadium. We're off until Turkey Derby. But this is time to catch up on things. I stay busy down at Area Auto Racing News, my second home, and, writing the column every week. And looking forward to, the Turkey Derby. Week before the Derby, the weekend of the 23rd and 24th, free admission to Wall Stadium for the open house practice.
Nice.
Pre-Turkey Derby practice. So it's a good chance for fans to come down with the family, sit in the grandstands during the afternoon, both Saturday and Sunday prior to Thanksgiving, and watch all the hot laps prior to Turkey Derby.
Sounds good. Now, are you going to call in tomorrow, Earl?
Yes, I'll be calling in the morning as always. That's my Thursday morning tradition.
Awesome.
And I can't do it without you, Earl. I wait for your calls.
Yeah, and then I get to call after him. Yeah. It's always nice to talk after a legend talks. So
we make a good team, right there.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. You're the quiet one, and I'm the crazy one, just like me and Pistol Pete. That's how that works, I guess.
That's good. Yes.
Mr. Foxwell gets a kick out of that.
Fred keeps it under control. So
I try.
We appreciate you, Earl, and we look forward to talking to you tomorrow. How's that sound?
Absolutely. You get my compliments on the show. You guys are doing a great job, and it's good for our sport on the local level. Keep it up.
When we get to the studio, you're going to have to make a trip across the pond to come see us.
I look forward to that.
Yeah, we actually, Craig opened up the studio last week. So
nice.
Everything went through, so we'll be doing some film. He wanted me to come out Saturday night and do some filming. I'm like, nah, I do have another life, so I'll catch up to him.
All right, Earl. We'll talk to you in the morning.
Talk to you tomorrow morning. Take care.
Right.
See you, Earl.
Do we got to take a break?
Yeah.
No. Okay, we got to take a break. The boss says so. Stone Cold Steve says take a break. We take a break. We'll be right back.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's, the official sports bar of your Philadelphia Eagles, celebrating football season with special new menu items. The Kelsey Combo, created by number 62 himself, a handcrafted barbecue burger, world-famous crab fries, and an ice-cold garage beer. Our incredible jumbo soft pretzel, Chicky style, with a heaping skillet of our own in-house crab dip, and our delectable sweet heat wings, where a portion of the proceeds go to the A.J. Brown Foundation. Participating locations for a limited time. Chickies and Pete's.
Hey, this is Jonesy. Kick off your Thursday and Friday evenings in style. Join me for an eclectic freeform mix of the hits and beyond. It's a happening, a musical journey. It's the Glenn Jones radio experience right here on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM. Thursday and Friday, 5 to 6 p.m., directly following the legendary Jerry Blavitt. Radio, the way it ought to be.
Are you curious what old antiques, collectibles, or household contents are worth? Listen Friday mornings for What's It Worth with Mike the Appraiser, right here on 1490 WBCB.
Flyers hockey is back. Join On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m., live from a different Chickies and Pete's near you. Join hosts Paul Jolovitz and former Flyers Bernie Farad, Brad Marsh, and Keith Primo each week as they break down all of Flyers action and welcome a special Flyers guest each week. On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Seen on Facebook Live and heard on Wednesdays, 6 to 7 p.m. Right here on 1490 AM WBCB and 107.3 FM.
And we're back here on a Wide Open Wednesday. Once again, here are your hosts, Fred Fletcher and Nick Leach.
All right, we still have Warren Olson here with us. We're going to do our segment of the Race Rewind here, thanks to Kate. Bridgeport Motorsports Park, 602 Sportsman Grand Nationals, presented by Harry U. Pullitt. That's a Frank Cozy sponsor. And the qualifiers for each race paid $500, second $300, third $200. Ronaldo's mechanical qualifier 1 was won by Brandon Watkins. Ethan Bill won the Izzy Truck and Rigging qualifier number 2, and then Brian Pappy has won the Ellery's Pub and Grill qualifier. Ellery's Pub, of course, Matt Ellery, who drives the number 29, and that's his father's business. If you ever get a chance to go to Ellery's Pub, check it out. And they got some great food there. Mass Sprint Cars, Kevin Nagy. 4 Cylinders, Lee Allen. Then Harry's U. Pullitt, of course, I said that was a Frank Cozy sponsor. Brian Papiez, who was on the show here, $10,000 to win the Grand National. Steve Cremery was second, Ethan Bill was third, fourth was Howie Finch, and then James Hill. Now, they did extensive tech. They tore the motors down. You've seen the pictures on the internet.
That, yeah.
And that's how you're supposed to do tech. That's how, for a race like this, they do it at Grandview before you even get in there. They check everything. They mark it so you can't mess with it. They did a halfway bonus, $1,000 presented by Design for Vision Sunglass Central. That's Roger Manning and his father, Don. Hard Charger Award, $500 presented by Danny's Pizza Pizzazz, Stephen Camry. The Dash 300 presented by Precision Hydraulic Wheels, Ethan Bill. And then Last Chance Showdown, fully paid Mike Butler. Mass Sprint Cars was Tim Ulg, and it's pronounced Yule. Thank you, Kate. 4-cylinder 40 was Eric Digler. Now, we were talking about Super Dirt Week, but there was a lot of sponsors at Bridgeport. $100 Hot Lap Hero brought to you by Senco Heating and Oil and Propane. $50 gift card. For the Last Chance Showdown, that was from Lyman Racing, Integra Shocks, Burst Transmission, DMI, Jones Racing Products, Barrett's, Arts Radiator, DA's Auto Body with High Gear Transmission. Now we go to Super Dirt Week. Stuart Friesen, $52,000. Hard Charger was Larry Wright, plus 21 positions, started 35th, finished 14th. Notable, Alex Jankowski in the top 10, finished 7th. So there you have it. I mean, Stewie gets it done. The small block race was won by Money Matt Williamson. So the racing was good. I thought it was good. I mean, I watched it on television, so it was nice and cozy at my house. But yeah, I mean, we got a lot of good things happening. Fred, you got some questions for Warren about safety or something?
Yeah. I'm going over. I'm glad you brought up about the radio because I was on the line looking at the one-way receivers and when Mark dropped his truck off, he dropped his Jeep off for me to check out. He's like, "Here, I found this in my toolbox. This was from when my son was racing." I'm like, "I was just happened to looking at those." So he gave it to me, and I appreciate that, Mark. So I'll get some different get some earbuds. Mm-hmm. And the earbuds I had when I was doing the Kenny Wallace, they were like little flat things that just kind of stuck. They were okay, but I'm the only one out on the track basically, so it's not like crazy. But I've been like looking. I want to make sure before I hit the track next year with my car that it's 100% safe and I can make it through tech because I don't want Matt busting my chops when I get down there.
Matt's not a tech guy. He's just helping.
He's listening too, I'm sure.
I know he's listening. You're just a helper. You're not a tech guy.
So that was Nick. That wasn't me, Matt. But because I got to go through tech.
Somebody will throw some eggs at your
Yeah, I got to go through tech next year, Nick.
I'm only messing with you, Matt. He's the cleanest turn 4 flagger in racing. He never gets dirty, that guy.
But so I went online for the New Jersey to see the safety and regulations for dirt track. And I'm not going to say it's confusing, but because I read things differently than other people, I guess. But I got the receiver down pat now. But the seat and stuff, because I'm going to replace my seat because it's only like a 15-inch wide seat, and I need at least an 18, at least right now. And so I'm looking at different seats. Do you know the regulations for it? Because it either says metal or carbon fiber, and it's got to be full contained.
Correct. So for the vintage car that you have, at any cars that race in New Jersey, right, you have to have a full containment seat, right? Mm-hmm. That's the head support, shoulder, rib surround, and it makes it a full containment seat, right? There are seats that that were purchased prior to that you can actually bolt on from the manufacturer, the head support. And surround.
Andy did give me the head support and stuff like that.
So. Yep. Yeah. So you can bolt those on as well. So you have to have that. Now it's either going to. So there's two manufacturers, two types, right? So the carbon fiber is one that's really molded for you. Where I believe that you actually sit in a mold and they mold that seat to you.
Yeah, I don't need anything like
that. Right, and then obviously there's the metal style.
Yeah, I got the aluminum seat in there, and I was looking at Kirky online and looking at different ones. I just want to make sure I get the right one, and I wanted to make sure that I had the right terminology about the full containment, because I know Andy gave me the Kirky with the the head supports and stuff like that, and the shoulder supports. So I guess they're interchangeable because they all kind of look the same. I guess I can put that head support on any seat that I get as long as it's a Kirky.
Correct. Right. Yeah. So the Kirky bolt-on goes on a Kirky seat. You shouldn't put the Kirky bolt-on a Butler seat. Right.
Okay. So I'm going to stick with Kirky. And the prices weren't bad. So
And again, I think all the seat manufacturers are good, right? Whether you're getting Butler, whether you're getting Kirky, whether you're going, with a carbon fiber molded seat, or you're going to Randy LaJoy, the LaJoy of seating. Randy and I mean, they're all great manufacturers.
Okay. Yeah. Cause I just wanted to make sure I was correct on that terminology, because looking through the government requirements for that, and it's, government stuff. So there's a lot of extra words in it. So that and the fire suppression. Now you were on before with the extinguishers, and it turns out that it looks like I do have like the kitchen fire extinguisher in there. So
I saw this picture. But that's what it was back in the day, right? I mean, back in the day, that's what everybody had.
So, my other question was, how much different is it between vintage and a regular modified Sportsman? Did they still follow the same safety guidelines?
Yeah, I would.
Somebody told me that I might not need a full containment system head seat.
No, you have to have, because I can tell you,
and I have it, so I'm going to use it.
Right, it's in New Jersey. You have to have a full containment seat. You have to have a one-way radio. You have to. Everything safety-wise is appropriate for the vehicles.
Okay.
And the racetracks inspect that, right? So whether you're at Bridgeport, whether you're at New Egypt. I know when Wall Stadium runs them, right? They go through a safety check to make sure that you have everything, because these are vintage era cars, right? And we want to make sure that everything is current. And that was some of the agreements that were made with the various clubs that to do on-track activities, and it's an exhibition, it's not a race. You still have to have all the appropriate safety paraphernalia, your fire suits, full face helmet, belts, seats, so on and so forth.
I mean, Andy and Jimmy put this together, so I know it's right.
No, 100%.
I just wanted to just make sure that there was no differences between the vintage and the standard, because I want to go as cutting edge as I can and as safe as I can. I do have Andy gave me the full helmet. And he gave me his fire suit, but I got my own.
Sure.
But so I got the full fire suit and the baklava and all the shoes and everything. So I think I'm set. I just want to make sure that I get the right fire suppression system.
Yeah, and I certainly can come to the shop one day and take a look at it.
There
Absolutely.
You go. I got the best of the best.
And we got another phone call.
All right,
put them through. Who do we have here? It must be you, Ken.
Hey, Nick, what's going on?
What's going on? Now, I was just going to get ready to announce this, that they have the sprint cars A 305 Sprint Course is the first time ever for the Ron Faison Memorial 305 Sprint Car Nationals at Bridgeport Motorsports Park. Now, we have on the phone Kenny Lorino. Of course, if you're listening, Kenny Lorino is the son of Bonnie and Roger Lorino. Roger Lorino, many time winner and champion at Bridgeport Speedway. This is their son. He drives a 305 Sprint Car. You got the car all back together yet? What are we doing, Ken?
Yeah, we've been out there thrashing all week. And I told Dad that you wanted me on, so I'm taking a couple-minute break. But, yeah, just finishing up after we got into a crash at New Egypt about a month ago. The front axle broke. It was the original front axle. It was like 2.5 years old.
Okay.
And it broke, sent us into the fence, and it was about a $5,000 repair. So that's all part of it, but, you know, we've kind of had a rough year. Engine issues at the beginning of the year. Not really the finishes that we really deserve or want. But, yeah, hoping to turn that around this weekend and then the following weekend at New Egypt for the Legends of Fall race.
Well, I'll be at the Legends of the Fall race. We're undecided what we're doing for Bridgeport, but of course everybody knows that you're part of the Tanner family also, because your mom is originally a Tanner before she became a Lorino, and of course your cousin is DJ Tanner, and your uncle is Timmy Tanner. So you got all that nice chocolate milk over there, and all that iced tea, and all that other stuff. And but no, I mean, you know, you got growing pains in the sport that we love. I mean, you kind of decided you were going to get into the toughest class you could get into. I'll tell you the same thing I told Zach. Why couldn't you run a street stock first and get some time in? No, you got to get into a sprint car, the toughest classes you could get in. I mean, but you're not doing bad, Ken. Now, don't beat yourself up too bad. You're not doing bad.
Yeah, we got a couple heat race wins down there at Bridgeport this year, and we want to be main. The car really likes the clean air. So, yeah, I mean, we just got the big thing that I struggle with is drawing a pill at the beginning of the night, and we really haven't drew good all year. So hopefully this weekend our luck changes around. I mean, it's the biggest 305 race of the year.
Yep, that'd be the one to win.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the largest paying purse.
4,000 to win, it says, I think. Let me see.
Yeah, and I believe the purse.
$4,000, 50 laps. Just find some young person, somebody that you don't even know, and say, "Here, I need you for a minute," and let them draw for you. And then maybe that'll change your luck. And if you don't already have a girlfriend and she's a young lady, you just say, "You're my lucky charm. You got to stay with me from now on." That's how that works. Yeah. But no, I mean, I'm proud of you, Ken. I got to interview you when you won a heat race at New Egypt. So that was the first one, and I'll tell you what, that really looking back at that, and I'm glad I bought the video off of Big Jim. I got to battle with a really good family friend, Joey K, who unfortunately lost his life. Yep.
Earlier in the year, which has really taken a toll on us.
Right.
You know, I know Joey since I was a little kid, and we're just trying to do everything to make him proud. So.
Well, you're doing that, and you're making your parents proud, and you're making your Uncle Nick proud. We're up against the clock here, Ken, because hockey, we're going to get checked here. So, but I love you, buddy. Just keep doing what you're doing. Give your mom and dad a hug for me, and I may see you Saturday. If not, I'll definitely see you in New Egypt.
All right. Well, sounds good. We're going to give him hell this weekend.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Right. Good luck, Kenny.
All right. Nice talking to you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yep, no problem. We got a couple minutes, or are we done?
No, we still got a couple minutes.
All right, Fred.
Let's milk it.
Let's milk it.
What do we got left? I don't know. What page are we on? Oh, we got next week. We got Legends of the Fall.
Legends of the Fall at New Egypt. Of course, that's going to be a John Schmedlin deal. You're going to remember John Schmedlin, the Garden State Gunfight Modifieds. That's the Saturday portion. The Friday portion is going to be Garden State Gunfight Modified Heats, News 35 laps, 4 cylinders 40 laps, Modified non-winners race is going to be pretty cool. And then, of course, they're going to honor John Schmedlin. Of course, John owned the 747 for many years.
They're also honoring Joey this race.
And we're going to honor Joey on Friday night, I think, right? Mm-hmm. So they have a plaque for Joey. Of course, Joey LaQuarrie was the manager of the track. Done whatever needed to be done at New Egypt, and we lost him, which was very sad. So they're going to honor him, then they're going to honor John Schmedlin. Should be a great weekend. If you're not doing nothing, check it out.
Yeah, we'll be down there. Craig won't be going because he's still working for CBS then. But you and I can go down and do some interviews. And
yeah, we can do some stuff. Hopefully they'll let me go in the pits and do some interviews. We'll see what happens.
I'll do it, and I'll just drag you along.
Okay, I'll be the camera guy. We can bring Steve with us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He can do some stone cold stunners on people in case we got to get in there. But no, we got to thank Warren for coming in and Warren's wisdom. And next month he'll have a different segment, talk something different. If you have any suggestions, feel free to go to our pages that we have, our media outlets. Go to Need for Speed or Wide Open Wednesday, whatever you get a hold of us. Yeah. Don't be afraid to get a hold of us. Don't be afraid to get a hold of Warren or Kate. Anything you want to suggest, we'll definitely do what you want.
Yeah, no, and if there's a team that has a question, or if there's a speedway that would like to have safety training, and it doesn't have to be a Bridgeport or New Egypt, right? It can be a quarter midget track,
exactly,
right? Because we have quarter midgets that race in New Jersey. It could be a go-kart track, it could be a micro track. Feel free to reach out. I know that I have a couple of training sessions that are coming up with a couple of different facilities. Looking forward to do them, and we want to make sure that we're sharing this information, this knowledge that I have. I'll be going to PRI. I'll be participating with the International Council of Motorsport Sciences, their Congress out there, and then there's the third day of that is the racetrack safety program that we're going to do. So I'll be participating with that, and that's with some of the heavy hitters in motorsport safety.
Cool.
Dr. Julia Vassar, who's the Chief Medical Officer for IndyCar, will be there. Dr. Terry Trammell, Dr. Steve Olvey, I think we know some of those famous doctors. They'll be part of that deal. And then a bunch of other safety professionals. Ralph Browning, who's with the Power Eye, will be there. So there's a tremendous amount of folks that'll be there, and it's a great opportunity to collaborate and to learn and understand some of the new techniques that everybody's doing out there.
Well, don't forget, gang, tomorrow, 9 o'clock, America's Mechanic Fred Fletcher. Anything you need to know about your car or something's going on, you got a check engine light. Remember this. If Fletcher's Garage cannot fix your car, it's broke. So make sure you get a hold of Fletcher's Garage. Then
you get called Scarpatti's and get it towed out.
Yeah, and then you get a hold of Scarpatti's. They'll tow that. But from 9:30 to 10, it's Need for Speed with Fred Fletcher again. So make sure you tune in tomorrow right here on WBCB 1490 or 107.3 FM.
There you go. Now you can go to hockey now, Steve.
Now you can get a hockey.
No, I think we have a little more time yet.
Do we? Do we got more time?
You got a couple minutes.
We got a couple minutes?
Yeah.
No, I thought
about hockey.
Yeah.
The Hanson brothers.
So there's a couple other big events that are coming up, right? So there's the Kevin Grobet Classic, $10,000 to win. It's going to be at BAPS. That's going to be a pretty good race that they have there. Plus their second annual Gobbler Bash that they run.
Now that guy was a hell of a racer.
Yeah,
it's a shame we lost him so young because he was just starting to hit his stride, and we lost him just like Jason Leffler and a lot of young guys that we lost that didn't even get a chance to reach their potential. So now, wasn't there something going on with Logano and Bowman? Bowman got disqualified, so now he's not in the hunt, and now Logano's in the hunt.
Yeah, so it's something about the post.
Post. It was underweight.
It was like
welcome to the
20
circus.
pounds weight. I think it was 20 pounds. So don't hold me to it, but
I was listening to Harvick last night. I watched Happy's deal, and Kevin does a great job with that show. It's so cool. But yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. He got disqualified. He's 20 pounds light. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, a couple gallons of gas.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah, or anything about it.
Exactly. Somebody got their walking papers. So it's just,
Yeah, because to your point, right? Like Joey's like, oh man, I missed it. And then like, 2 hours later, it's like you're in. It's like what?
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
Maybe they just needed Joey in there. That's all.
Yeah.
Could go that way.
Someone will probably say it's a conspiracy, but who knows, right?
Yeah, you never know what's going on with that stuff. But did we suck up enough time to?
Did we suck up enough time so the hockey people can get in?
All right, good.
Okay. Well, what happened to the Phillies, Steve?
Season absolutely collapsed.
Okay.
There's no.
That's
no
why we're talking
silver
about
lining.
hockey now.
Yeah,
But they didn't fire nobody. So.
No silver lining. That's the problem. They're just going to run it back. And
I believe I heard you saying they got to get rid of the manager.
Yeah. They need to retool and restart. Like the window's closed.
Okay.
They need a full.
But they didn't do that.
Full retool. I know. They're not committing.
They didn't retool because they're a bunch of tools. All right. Let's leave it at that.
That's a good way to put it.
At least we're not Mets.
Right.
In your journey back to work, we understand the barriers you may face. We have a solution to bridge that gap. No matter your background, PA CareerLink staff are here to provide personalized assistance and help you thrive. Take the first step towards a new chapter in your career journey with PA CareerLink. Visit pacareerlink.pa.gov or your local PA CareerLink office today. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.